Hello, dear students. Now we are going to start with the concluding part of the chapter, The 100 Dresses 1. So, we have come to know that Peggy and Maddie, both the girls, used to tease Wanda Petronsky, and Maddie is now feeling guilty about doing so. She actually never wanted to do this, but she is doing this because Peggy is a girl everybody wants to be her friend. She is so popular in the school that everybody wants to be her friend, and incidentally, Peggy was her friend. So she does not want to lose her friendship. And even if she does not like the idea of teasing Wanda, still she continues with it because she does not want to lose the friendship of Peggy. So here let us come to know from this page that Maggie was poor herself. She usually wore somebody's hand me down clothes which were given to her by someone. So, why Maggie is being so sensible? Because she herself was a poor girl and she used to wear clothes which were given to her by someone. Thank goodness she didn't live up on Boggin Heights or have a funny name. But she is thanking in her heart by saying that she is not that poor to live in Boggin Heights and her name is not weird. So, one reason why she is giving company to Peggy is that if she will not give company, if she will not be there with Peggy, Peggy will start making fun of her also because she is also a poor girl. Sometimes, when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking, polite voice, mocking means making fun. When Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking, polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marble in the palm of her hand, rolling them and saying nothing herself because Maddie was not comfortable when Peggy used to tease Wanda. So when Peggy would do that, Maddie would silently count the marbles in her hand, pretending to play with them. Okay, so she, tried to divert her attention by playing marbles. Means she was not part of the game, but she will give company to Peggy. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda. Exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy had not invented the dresses game. If that dresses game had not been invented by Peggy, Maddie would have never known about the very existence of Manda. Okay, but suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next, but she had this fear in her mind that if she will not give company to Peggy, then Peggy will start playing the same game with her also. She wasn't as poor as Wanda perhaps, but she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. So, here, all these arguments are going in the heart of Maddie. She is talking to herself. If I will not give company to Peggy, then Peggy will start playing this game with me. If somebody makes, but then she is trying to say or console herself by saying this, it would not happen with me because I don't lie. I don't tell that I have 100 dresses or my name is not as strange, as funny, as weird as Wenda's name is. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad that they had not to make fun of Wanda. Why were they late to school? Because they were waiting outside the school door for Peggy and Maddie. Oh, sorry. Though both these girls were waiting for Wanda and Wanda did not come, they waited, and that's why they were late to school today. She worked her arithmetic problems absent mindedly. 8 times 8, let's see. She wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note. She wanted to. She did not have the courage to tell Peggy, please don't do this. And so she wanted to write a letter to Peggy. because she knew she would never have the courage to speak right out to Peggy to say, "Hey, Peg." Peg is, out of affection, out of love, nickname of Peggy. "Hey, Peg, let us stop asking Venda how many dresses she has." When she finished her arithmetic, she did start a note to Peggy. Okay, so she had this feeling in her mind that Venda should not be troubled, she should not be teased, so she thought of writing a letter to Peggy. So she pictured. Suddenly she paused and shuddered. She pictured herself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress she had on. But when she thought of writing a note to Peggy, again she started imagining, oh, now at the place of Venda, it would be, it would be Maddie. So she imagines herself to be there at the place of Vanda. And all the girls, including Peggy, are teasing her. So imagining that only made her very sad, made her very scared. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress she had on, and Maddie would have to say it was one of Peggy's old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise with new trimmings so no one in room 13 would recognize it. So, actually, the dresses which she was wearing, those were hand me downs from the mother of Peggy. Peggy has given those dresses to Maddie, and Maddie's mother have, you know, repaired it in such a way that nobody is able to recognize that the dress belongs to Peggy. So she has this fear that she is also a poor girl, so she may not be, she does not want to become the target of the girls and Peggy. That is why she always gave them company. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Venda. She wished कि कितना अच्छा होता ना if Peggy would stop making fun of Venda. Oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. What difference did it make? Slowly, Maddie tore into bits the note she had started. So she started, but she did not have the courage to write the letter to Peggy, so she tore that paper into pieces. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. She thought, हर एक को तो पसंद है Peggy, so how can Peggy do something wrong? As for Vanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Boggin Height and stood alone in the schoolyard. So thoughts are going on कि Peggy is liked by everyone, Vanda is all alone, nobody likes her, she is friend to nobody. So it is better that I leave Vanda and give company to and give support to Peggy. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings, and she remembered another that was brilliant jungle green and with a red sash. You would look like a Christmas tree in that, the girls had said in a pretended admiration. Now she is remembering that once when they asked Venda about her dresses, she started explaining the dresses, how her dresses looked like. Okay, so she is explaining here the color of the dress, and the girls who surrounded Venda, they also, admiring her. This is not actual admiration, this is not actually they are praising her, they are rather admiring her by making fun of her, by telling her, oh, you will look very nice in that dress. Thinking about Venda and her 100 dresses all lined up in closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. Now thoughts shifted from vendor to the competition which is going to be held in the school. For girls, the contest consisted of designing dresses, and for boys, of designing motorboats. Probably Peggy would win the girls' medal because she is supposed to be very talented girl and is liked by everyone. So she is thinking in her heart that Peggy would win girls' medals. Peggy drew better than anyone else in the room. Room here means room number 13. At least that's what everybody thought. She could copy a picture in a magazine or the same film star's head so that you could almost tell who it was. So she is describing that she is very good at sketching. Maddie was sure Peggy would win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winners, then they would know. Now, the competition which had taken place, the winners of that competition will be announced tomorrow. The next day it was drizzling, raining, light rain. Maddie and Peggy hurried to school under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they did not wait for Vanda. Naturally, बाहर खड़े होने का तो मतलब ही नहीं था, so they directly went into the school. On the corner of Oliver Street, the street that far away, under the railroad tracks and up the hill, led to Boggins Heights. Anyway, they were not taking chances on being late today because today was important. Why today was important? Because today the winners would be announced. Do you think Miss Mason, is the teacher. Do you think Miss Mason will announce the winners today? Asked Peggy. Oh, I hope so. So the minute we get in, said Maddie, of course you will win, Peg. Hope so, said Peggy eagerly. Both of them are very excited, and Maddie is pretty sure that Peggy is going to win the competition. The minute they entered the classroom, they stopped short and gasped. There were drawings all over the room, on every ledge, window sill, dazzling colors, brilliant, lavish designs, all drawn on great sheets of wrapping papers. There must have been 100 of them, all lined up. So, what did they see when they once entered the classroom, room number 13? That there were 100 dresses all lined up. They were all beautifully drawn. Everybody stopped and whistled or murmured admiringly. Murmured means talking to each other in a very slow voice. So everybody stopped because the thing was so beautiful that everybody wanted to have a look at it. As soon as the class had assembled, Miss Mason announced the winners. Jack Bagels had won for the boys, she said, and his design for an outboard motor was on exhibition in room 12, along with the sketches by all the other boys. As you know, when the we were having normal days in the activity hall, we also used to have an exhibition of SST. In the same way, Miss Mason is saying that the winners drawing sketching along with other boys sketching is there in room number 12 for exhibition. As for girls, she said, although just one or two sketches were submitted by most, one girl, and room 13 should be proud of her. This one girl actually drew 100 dresses, all different and all beautiful. In the opinion of the judges, any one of the drawing is worthy of winning the prize. So here Miss Mason is saying that one or two drawings were submitted by rest of the girls, but one girl submitted 100 dresses and all the 100 dresses were beautiful. I am very happy to say that Venda Petronsky is the winner of the girls medal. Unfortunately, Venda has been absent from school for some days and is not here to receive the appreciation clap that is due to her, that should be given to her because she has done a wonderful job. Let us hope she will be back tomorrow. Now, class, you may file around the room quickly and look at her exquisite drawings. Exquisite means beautiful, exclusive. Okay, here Miss Mason has announced the result and now she is saying, come on very quickly. take a round and admire, take a look at the dresses which have been drawn by Venda Petronsky. The children burst into applause. They started clapping. Okay, burst into applause, and even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor. Stamp means they were, the boys, naughty boys, they used to play with their foot. So even the boys were glad to have a chance to stamp on the floor with their shoes, with their feet, but their fingers in their mouths and whistle, though they were not interested in dresses. Boys will be boys. So they will be now, making all kind of noise. They were not interested in what was being drawn, what the paintings were all about, but they were happy to make noise. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. There is that blue one she told us about. Isn't it beautiful? Yes, said Peggy, and here is that green one, boy, and I thought I could draw. So here, boy, she's calling her friend only Maddie, and she says कि मुझे लगता था I only can draw, but this girl has done amazing job. Even Peggy also is now appreciating Venda Petronsky. So next part, what happens next in the story? Venda comes or she does not come. If she comes, what happens? If she doesn't come, what happens? All this we will come to know in the next part of the chapter. So till then, read it properly. Bye.